Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start taking a look at the Sleepy Halloween vignette that I'm going to do for the 2022 Halloween season. And so we're going to jump right in. I've kind of got everything laid out as far as a design. I didn't draw anything this time. I just kind of put everything on the base and started to maneuver it and use some markers to kind of lay everything out. So I want to show you what I've done and kind of walk you through the process and the way that I envision this is going to look. Obviously, like all the other tutorials, this will be a multi-part series as we go through and finish this. And so with that, let's not waste any more time and let's jump right in and take a look at the initial design behind the Sleepy Halloween 2022 vignette. Okay, so here you can see everything laid out. Now, it's not the way it's supposed to be right now, and I'll explain all that. But this is about the widest view that I can get, so you can see the piece and the design in its entirety laid out. So let's take a closer look. So with most of the pieces, I like to add outside things, or things that will highlight the Sleepy Hollow. And I found this sign on eBay. It's still in or Amazon or somewhere, and it's still in the plastic wrap. So obviously that'll come out, and that's going to be. I'm going to build a foam edging around this and a back, and then have a couple of dowel rods where that'll actually sit down into the foam, and it'll look like old sort of rotted wood that's kind of framing that picture. At least in my mind, that's how I see it. And so I think, things outside of Department 56 will kind of help to highlight this, and it also brings out the orange in all of the other pieces. And I've reviewed all of these pieces. You've seen them all. And if you haven't, go back and watch the reviews on each piece. But the yellow in the sign, the Sleepy Hollow Farm, I love the pumpkin patch, and so I'll explain the pumpkin patch in a moment, but that's going to be an old sign that's going to sort of have the wood frame around it to kind of box it in and then have that put down into the foam. The homes, or the houses rather, on the back, you've got the Witch's Hat Tavern. That is not, it is where it's going to go, but this is going to be on a riser of about 2 inches. So it's going to have another 2-inch piece. And you can see where I've drawn the black line around. So that'll be another piece of 2-inch foam to bring that house and everything on that platform up. It'll have some stairs coming down to the yard. And same with the Sleepy Hollow Church. The church and the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, the church will be setting up similar to the Witch's Hat Tavern. It'll be up on a 2-inch platform as a riser. It's going to have a little sort of a fence around the graveyard, and then obviously you've got the Headless Horseman inside the graveyard, where he materializes every night to come out and go searching, then back through town and into the battleground for his head. So he originates in the graveyard, so I wanted to put him sort of in the graveyard. The actual Sleepy Hollow Cemetery gate will be down 2 inches from the church and the Headless Horseman, and it'll have a sort of a dirt trail coming out with some stairs leading up to this platform here, and I think that'll look pretty cool. And then so the road is going to run from one end of the platform to the other. You've got Ichabod Crane on his horse that is kind of hightailing it away from the cemetery. He knows what's happening. And then he's going to come across the bridge here and continue on his journey. This is going to be a resin pour, and so this is going to be a river or a creek that it runs from the back underneath that sign all the way underneath the bridge and to the front. I don't know exactly how I'm going to showcase that in and have it stop before it gets to the end, but I'll do that somehow. But this is going to be a resin pour as a river. It's going to have stonework on the edges. It's going to be sort of a brown, murky water as I anticipate it. And so that's going to be a resin pour. We'll go through that together. You'll see how I cut it and so on, and how that's going to come out. The road is going to be the playground sand, kind of glued onto the road all the way through to give it the texture that I want. And then the pumpkin patch next to the sign to kind of draw your eyes from the river to the pumpkins up to the sign is going to be more of a grassy texture, and it's going to have some weeds growing up in it and some hay and things like that, and so that's going to be on. I don't know that I'm going to do it on this side. I think I am, just to have it symmetrical. But it'll be two different sides of the river. There will be sort of the pumpkin patch. And again, that's to help you kind of draw your eyes with the orange up to the sign to where everything kind of flows. And then over here on this side, you've got the schoolhouse, you've got the little sign this sign actually goes with a tavern, but I think it looks better. It just says "Welcome to Sleepy Hollow." I think it looks better there. I may rearrange some of this stuff as we go through, but I think most of this is going to be grass with some dirt trails coming off. Obviously you're going to have some stairs coming down to some more grass that's going to be on the behind the road and kind of tie into the pumpkin patch. And then these trees, you've seen these before. I've used these trees in the Pennywise diorama that I did with the sewer scene. We picked these up at Michael's. These are the last two. Actually, I think I have one more. But obviously when Halloween season rolls around and Michael's, I'm going to grab some more of these. I don't like them. I mean, I love them, but I don't like them because they're sparkly. And I don't like that. So the way I fixed it the last time is I took a can of flat black spray paint, spray painted and covered up most of the glitter, and then took a little bit of brown acrylic paint and sort of dabbed it on to give it sort of the tree looking texture. And so that's what I plan to do with these trees here. Again, these will be higher up. They will be on a 2-inch platform, so the trees and everything will be higher. And so that is the initial layout that I have in my mind of how this piece is going to look. So it's taken me a while to get motivated enough to get started. The flying job's been pretty busy. Just a lot of stuff going on. So I need to stop procrastinating and get on with it if we're ever going to get it finished. So just in part one, in this part today, I just wanted to give you a sort of an idea of the initial design behind how this is going to look. I think it's really gonna pop. I think there's some additional details that I'm going to add that's just gonna give it a lot of flavor. I was able to find some fall foliage type leaves on Amazon that I've never tried before, so you'll see me use those. There's a kind of a variety pack of 4 different colors. So I'm going to sprinkle those on here, and then everything will be glued down before the buildings and everything goes on with that glue water mixture to kind of permanently affix everything to the platform. And again, I'm going to drill or cut holes into the platform and tunnel them through the back, and you'll see me do that. So that way we're going to hide the light cords. And so I think when this is done, it's going to turn out very colorful. It's going to be very, very, very fall-like. At least in my mind, I want to really showcase the orange in the pieces to the orange of fall on the ground with the pumpkins, with the foliage, and just everything else. And so I think when everything's down and the resin pour is done, I think it's going to look really, really good. And so in part 2, the next part we're going to take a look at, I will probably already have these pieces cut. I may do that on camera, I may not. Those are pretty simple. They're not going to be exactly like you see here, but it's going to be very close to the size there. And then what I will do on camera is I'll show you how I'm going to cut the bed for the river. So the river bed will be cut, and you'll see me do that. And then once that is done, we've got to go through and start putting down I use the Durham's rock hard putty to kind of get so we can pour resin. And then once we The resin pour will be one of the last things we do. Most of the paint and everything else will be done before that. But you got all those things to look forward to. I don't know how many parts this is going to take to complete. Here's what I do know. I'm running behind, and if I don't get my stuff in gear and start moving, I'm not going to get everything I said I wanted to get done in 2022. And so that's a closer look at the spooky or the Sleepy Hollow-een set and series, gift box series from Department 56. And you'll see it as we go through and get it to look a little bit better than what you currently see. Okay, well, so hopefully that gives you a better look at the design mechanism behind the Department 56 gift sets of Sleepy Hollow-een. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've been looking forward to this from the minute I saw the first piece on eBay, and I'm like, I really need to get those sets. If you've been watching the channel long enough, you know that I got 2 of those sets for Christmas last year. My wife was able to find them, and we got them off of eBay. And then over the course of from then till now, I was able to get the other 2. And so I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to turn out. So, hey, so if you've liked this video, as always, click the like button. That certainly does help out the channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. The channel is continuing to grow. I'm completely amazed and humbled by your support for the channel. And so if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. It certainly helps out the channel, and it helps me to get motivated enough to hopefully push some more of these videos out. Hey, the one thing I do want to let you know before I go, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I was able to score another piece of a Department 56 piece that I've been searching for a very long time. They're on eBay. They're incredibly hard to find and outrageously priced, but I'll leave a clue at the end of this video of another vignette that I plan on doing this year. And I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to incorporate a lot of that fence that we've made earlier. It's going to incorporate a lot of things that you've seen before, but it's going to be very creepy, I think, and very cool nonetheless. So make sure you stay around till the end. Before the credits show up, I will kind of give you a quick flash of what I think is coming again in this season. I just don't know when I'm going to get around to building it. So with that, we'll talk to you guys real soon. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.